April 25th, 12:36 p.m. You know what the old sharpshooter thinks with these court cases against Trump? Civilian court cases against former President Trump. Here's sharpshooter's take. None of these cases, notice, none of these cases has got to the Supreme Court. Now, they're hearing an issue in the Supreme Court today. Truth be told, this immunity claim, this is not what the Supreme Court should even be hearing. They shouldn't even be hearing this. This immunity claim should actually, what should have happened is Donald Trump, acts he committed during his presidency. If he broke the law, it was up to the U.S. House of Representatives and the U.S. Senate to impeach and convict him, even after he leaves office. That's what should have happened. It didn't, did it? That's what should have happened. So they're hearing these immunity claims. Well, the immunity claims, they're sort of garbage. It would be the House of Representatives and the Senate in the trial would make that determination. You know, them old founding fathers were sharp. And we haven't had presidents subjected to the civilian justice system after they leave office, have we? Wonder why? All these years? You know, there is some precedent here too, by the way, with a few people. Now, I believe it was ruled by the court eventually, like House and Senate members. At one time, I think they were classified as civil officers or whatever. And then now they're not. So they're not subjected to impeachment. But I believe at one time they were. And there were a couple that were subjected to impeachment after they left office. That's what should have happened with Trump. Meaning, these people bringing these cases, they don't have any cases. Trump was never convicted. And all of these cases, what? They're trying him for acts he committed while President of the United States. While President, these acts are committed. It is up to the House and the Senate. Not Alvin Bragg, not Letitia James, not Fannie Willis. But see, the Supreme Court is not hearing that. They're hearing the immunity claim. Well, who gives a rat's ass about the immunity claim? That would be up to the House and Senate during an impeachment and conviction trial process. That would be up to them. And you do notice, the Senate can only convict. Now, if he was convicted by the Senate, then he would be open to be tried. But that hasn't happened. That hasn't happened. And that's what should have happened if he committed wrongdoings. That's what should have happened. Remember, you have representatives in every district in this country, and you have 2 senators from every state. So if somebody knowingly, let's say we have President X out there, and they have knowledge of a crime, well, they call their representative and then they get on the ball. Or they call their senator and they get on the ball. That's how this is supposed to work. Now, remember this. Them old founding fathers, they were sharp. If any sitting president faced an impeachment and later a trial by the Senate, well, guess what? The Senate is going to be made up of what? It's not going to be a 80-20, 90-10 conservative/liberal. It's going to be more balanced. And the political party the person belongs to sitting in the Senate is known. So they get to vote their conscience if they subject the president to a trial after the House impeaches. So that's what should be heard today by the Supreme Court. But see, they don't have that case. And there was some reference made to that today by one justice. You know, it's still up in the air. Oh, can you impeach a president after they leave office? Where does it say in the Constitution you can't? If acts are committed while the president is president, that's what the Constitution talks about. Now, some people try to get around this saying, well, but the penalty is to kick them out of office. Well, yeah, if they're in office, but if they're not in office, they can still be found guilty. They can still be found guilty. And oh, guess what? Well, okay, so if Trump would have been impeached and found guilty, then what? For a high crime or misdemeanor, then what? He wouldn't be eligible to be a candidate, would he? And that's what should have happened, but it didn't happen. So, hey, the House and Senate, you know, we'll just say we'll chalk this up. They didn't do their job, huh? See, the president, you're talking about the president commits acts. Oh, and he's subjected to what? Oh, every jurisdiction in the United States? Think about this. Ronald Reagan's home state was what? California. Hell, they should have prosecuted his ass. He served 2 terms. Damn, the Democrats screwed up, huh? Down California, they could have found a liberal-ass bunch of jurors and convicted him. Just like they've done Trump. Trump from a liberal state. I guess the moral of the story here, hey, if you want to be president of the United States and you want to run as a damn Republican, you better not come out of a blue state as a candidate, because if you was to win, you're going to get your ass prosecuted. Sounds lame, don't it? But see, when you have to subject the president to the full House and the full Senate, you don't have to worry about that. All 535 of them, if they're sitting in there, they get to hear this. The first 435, and then the next 100 during the trial if he's impeached. That's what should have happened. And it didn't. And all these cases brought by all these different jurisdictions ain't worth a hill of beans. Ain't worth a hill of beans. Well, let me ask everybody this question. So what happens? Trump's been out of office. He gets reelected, gets sworn in. He commits a crime 3 weeks before he's sworn in. But it ain't figured out till a week or 2 after he's in office. Then what? Try him as a civilian? Or subject him to the impeachment process via the House and the Senate? That would make more sense, huh? Those founding fathers were sharp, okay? A lot sharper than a lot of attorneys I see today talking, running their mouths, acting the way they do. That's going to conclude the video.